Uh-huh.
Many black women disagree with truth and facts all day long. Many black
Mm-hmm.
women will say they're thick when they're obese.
Mm-hmm.
80% of black women are overweight. Is that true or false?
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We got our aromatherapy. I was about to say candle. I don't know why I was going to say candle. We got our aromatherapy machine for today. All right, look, it's so cool. It changes colors, guys. Go pick this up from Temu. It's really nice. They didn't actually pay me to say that. I'm just saying that because I like it, okay? So I call this the Flameless Flame. Look at it. It's hot. It's hot. It's not really hot, though, yet. All right, so before we get started, as always, and this is really just a continuation from the last video, we got that dark ice. I already sprayed it, so I'm not going to spray it. It's really good. It's more like a wintertime cologne. Really nice. Let's get into that video. Mr. Samuels.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Oh, thank
Are you a PhD?
So,
I'm a PhD.
I like to think that I have my stuff together. I'm
Okay.
beautiful. I have a great body. I just turned 30. I don't have any children. I work as a graduate assessor, and I'm also a high school English teacher.
Okay.
And I am single. I was listening to the other day when you were talking about Tracy Ellis Ross, and I was a little like taken back at some of the things she said.
Such as?
So I was trying to understand, like, even today you were saying like a woman shouldn't be, her first focus should be on a man. And I just feel like if I sit around and wait for a man to do it, like, I'm never gonna grow or be a better person for that man. Even looking at statistics, like the amount of black men, because I want a black man incarcerated, the amount of black men
hold on now. So now I'm gonna stop
that
you
are
right here.
gay.
Whoa. Hold on. This is a conversation. I'm gonna shut this shit down right here. 51% of black men are single and childless. 64% are in the middle class. What you just said is an outright lie that has been disproven, debunked for decades, and you're still talking about it. Blackdemographics.com. Black statistics for black people by black people even debunks this. So please, ma'am, stop repeating that lie.
I might have to fact check, but those are
Fact check it all you want to. That's okay. I say this because I'm a black man, and when I hear black women repeat this lie, it bothers me, because you're going to give me 51% are single and childless. Do you believe that or not?
I'm gonna take you for your word.
I'm asking you, do you believe it?
I believe something else until you told me that.
What percentage of black men are, okay, please turn off YouTube in the background. And that's fine. But if we're going to have a conversation, it has to be rooted in facts, because you ladies love the facts that make you look good. And the ones you're saying, talk about black men are in jail and down low and all this other kind of stuff. Man, that's an old trope that's been around since the 80s. In daytime TV, Oprah, Sally Jesse Raphael Donahue made millions and billions off of destroying black men. And when I hear black women going right along, educated black women going right along with this, when all it takes is a simple Google search, and you can find blackdemographics.com. Just like the previous caller that I had to shut down when I said, according to the CDC, black men make the most involved active fathers. And no, black men can't be shit. So
I mean,
let's move.
To be shit. So
but the fact is, 51% are single and childless, and 64% are in the middle class. So now what's the issue?
I mean, I guess I have to explore those things. I guess the issue now is me. So what's my issue?
Well, do you want to be married?
I do, possibly, but I'm happily single as well. So
okay, well, happily single. What does that mean?
It means that if I never have the opportunity or meet the right person, I will be okay with that.
Why would you never have the opportunity?
If I just didn't meet the right person that like made me feel special and loved, important, treated me right, didn't cheat, all that stuff.
So in other
Because I
words,
feel like I got it
excuse me.
together.
Okay. Well, if you first I asked you if you said you never have the opportunity, then I said why wouldn't you have the opportunity? You just skipped right on over to that to get into the finding the right person. Why wouldn't you have the opportunity to get married? Can you get married? Are you legally single?
I am.
Can you enter into a contract with the man and the state? Can you sign a marriage license?
I can.
Then you have the opportunity to get married just like any of us.
But I'm not going to settle
excuse
or
me.
lower my
Hold
standards.
on. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. Since you want to smoke, I got it for you. How tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Dress size?
7.
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
170. I also have a 25-inch waist.
So 5'5". Listen, hold on.
Look me up.
Oh, first off, here's one
Look
simple
me
rule.
up.
I need. Hold on. There's one simple rule.
No, because that's
hold on, ma'am. One simple
like.
rule. One simple rule of my show is I don't
talk
care
over
who.
you.
Yes, you cannot do that. It will go completely off the rails because that is just disrespectful.
I agree. But you're disrespectful.
Excuse me?
I said you are disrespectful sometimes. But
hold on, ma'am. I can tell you one thing. As the host, it's not disrespectful to cut you off because I am running a show for 4,500 people. I don't know you. I'm trying to do 10 different things. So this is my business. I'm running a show. If you consider me having standards and a systematic way I handle a show disrespectful, that's on you. Because I have plenty of women who love my show and watch it every day. But you seem to have a problem with the things I say, and that's your right. But don't call it disrespect because you don't like it.
No, I think the way you respond sometimes to people not cutting people off on your show that you're hosting is disrespectful. But what I was going to say is that your body standards and my body standards are what
the American Medical Association. The American Medical Association. Personally, I'm a professional image consultant, so your opinions and you're fine. You can have those, but I go by. Excuse me, as an image professional. Excuse me. Oh, see, there you go with this shit again. I told you don't do this. See, I could care less if you disagree.
Let's clarify something really quickly. Women, this is not Kevin's body standards. It's not even the American, whatever he just said, American Beauty Association. It's not even their body standards. It's men's body standards, okay? If the majority of men say 170 is overweight, therefore unattractive, that's what it is. It's not up for debate. It's not open to opinion. It's not open for discussion, argument, any of that. That's what it is. Because we're the consumer of your product like you're the consumer of our product. Just how like when women say, if he don't make 6 figures, he ain't shit. We got to take that. Got to take that right on the chin. If you're over 180, 170, you're overweight. Yep. You're overweight.
Many black women disagree with truth and facts all day long. Many black women will say they're thick when they're obese. 80% of black women are overweight. Is that true or false?
I haven't heard that statistic, but it's probably true. But I know that I have a 25-inch waist, and I know that.
So you're 5'5". So you're 5'5", right?
I don't have a problem with sharing.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, I don't, ma'am. I don't care about your pictures. I need you to listen to some basic facts. In mammals, is it typical for the female of the species to weigh more than the male?
No, but I don't like.
All right, ma'am. Then I need you to go. So a man who's 5'5", how much should a man, healthy weight, 5'5", weigh?
I'm not sure. However, I wouldn't date.
How much would a man at 5'5", healthy weight weigh? Give me a ballpark guess.
Probably what they should weigh according to the BMI chart, or what they should weigh according to what I find attractive, because
and what you find attractive is irrelevant. And what you find attractive is irrelevant. I mean, just walking through society.
Walking through society of being
just answer the question, man.
Woman and
can you answer the question, ma'am? Could you answer the question?
I think Bernice Burgos.
I asked you a 5'5" man. I asked you a 5 foot.
She overweight.
All right, I've told you several times. You're not going to talk over me. So we'll try this one more time. And if you're going to continue to do this, I'm going to bid you a good night.
Hello?
I asked you to answer the question, and you just keep on saying what you want to say. I just asked you to be polite, ma'am. I'm trying to be polite to you. Could you please answer the question? Just give me a ballpark. How much did a 5'5" man weigh?
I was actually just looking at this chart recently, and I believe it's between 175 and 195.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, it's not. The average American man in 1960 was 5'9" 3/4, 5'10", and he weighed 165 pounds. The average American female at the same time was 5'4", 120 pounds. Fast forward 55 years later, the average American man was still 5'10", and his weight had ballooned up from 165 to a whopping 168. He gained 3 pounds in 55 years. Yet the average American woman went from 120 to 160, a 40-pound differential. There should roughly be a 40 to 45-pound differential between men and women.
All right, I want to stop right there. What I'm about to say is not for exclusively women, because men be slacking as well. Now, me for one, I am a vegetarian. I don't eat no meat. I don't drink any soda like that or anything like that. Go to the gym, exercise, meditate, read books, get a lot of sunlight. I was about to curse, but I didn't want to curse. Get a lot of sunlight, vitamin D. In our community, it's embarrassing if that statistic is true. 80% overweight. It's embarrassing that we're the ones walking around like that, especially if it's black women. He said he got from black demographics, so he's talking about black women. Yeah, that's an embarrassing statistic. We need to fix that. We need to wholeheartedly fix that. So more gym, less fat food, less fast food, less fried food. Those are the 3 F's: fat food, fried food, and fast food. Less of the 3 F's. More gym, more fitness, more exercise, more sunlight, more reading, more meditation. That goes for young men and young women, older men and older women. That is not a gender-based argument. That's something we all need to do.
The average height of a black woman, average weight of a black woman in this country, 5'4", 187. 80% of you are overweight, and you think because you have a nice snatched waist and a big ass, and you like where the fat landed, that changes the way the body is set up. You're overweight for your height. And bottom line, you weigh more than a man.
I don't weigh more than the man I date.
If a man was your height, you would weigh more than he does. You weigh more than the average American male, who's 5'10". Did you not hear me say that the average man is 5'10", 168? You weigh more than the average man in this country.
And the average man in this country is in my DMs.
Average man in this country. And you can have all your defiant attitude and not like it and challenge the BMI and the racial disparity, whatever. Doesn't matter. You're overweight for your height.
I am, and I'm fine as hell.
Well, good. Knock it off. You could be as fine as hell. And the problem you had with me saying Tracy Ellis Ross could not get a high value man and she's happily being single is what?
Oh, do you consider Tracy Ellis Ross overweight? Is her BMI, her butt?
I asked you, see, the proper thing to do, ma'am, is before you ask a question, you answer the question that's been asked. You don't answer a question while asking another one. That's rude. That's disrespectful. You're an educated woman. You should
communications.
Well, then you should know how to do it better than I do.
I definitely do.
Well, apparently, but you're not making a very good showing, ma'am, because you're being very rude and disrespectful as far as communication goes. You've done this many times. I've had to mute you twice.
I'm a PhD.
So the question was? Answer the question.
At this point, I don't remember the question.
Right. So you have a degree in communication, but you can't keep up with the communication.
I mean, there's a lot going on, sir.
There's only actually I'm right here. I'm on task.
Hey, yo, Kevin cooking her, man. Yo, don't play with the Godfather, yo. Don't play with the Godfather.
You're the one that said have your degree in communication.
I do.
So show your work. I asked a question. What's the answer to the question I asked?
I asked you the question again.
All right. So in other words, you are being disrespectful because you're not even paying attention to the person who's hosting the show and the question I'm asking. You want to say what you want to say so much. You basically said, fuck you and your question. I'm going to say what I want. All right. So you're happily single. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What else?
I said, thank you.
So what else would you like us to know?
I mean, I believe that's it.
And you're how old again?
Say that again for me.
You said you're how old again?
I'm 30. I just turned 30 this year.
All right. 30 years old, happily single. 5'5", 170 pounds, 25-inch waist, and all these other things. But why, if you say you're happily single, but you'd be open to a relationship, which do you want?
So right now, I decided because I was dating someone and I got out of that situation.
Can you make it short, please, ma'am?
Like,
There are 4,700 people. Can you please kind of shorten it down so we can go back and forth? Which one would you like? Which one do you want? Do you want to stay single? Would you like to be in a relationship or married?
Right now I'm focusing on me for a while, but after that, yeah, someday
what?
Maybe in a year, I'll consider like dating and meeting someone and getting married. But
have you ever been engaged?
I have not.
Okay. Women control access to sex. Would you agree or disagree?
I agree.
Men control access to relationship and marriage. Would you agree or disagree?
I agree.
So just because one day you may decide you want to do it, do you think it could happen just because you may decide you want to?
If I meet the right person, yes.
No. You don't control that. We do. See, you ladies always talk about one day in the future, if I decide I want to. You don't control that. Men do. That's what the old Tracy Ellis Ross was talking about. She's open. You can be open all you want to. No one wants to pick you. 25-inch waist and all. I mean, you've never been engaged to this point, right?
I haven't dated anyone I haven't been in a relationship in 8 years either.
Exactly. Thank you for proving my point.
I've been focused on me.
Exactly. I could not dream you up, ma'am. You are you are the person I made this show about. You have no relation. It's difficult for you even to hold a civil conversation with the man who challenges you. So yes, you haven't had a relationship in 8 years because you're unfit for one.
But it's by choice. I had people pursue
of course.
me for a relationship.
Yeah. No, they pursue you for sex.
Okay.
They didn't pursue you to be married. They did not pursue you for being a wife. Knock that shit off.
Okay.
See, guys, remember the laughter is a tell. It's getting more pronounced the deeper the truths get because it's uncomfortable now.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking to the audience who can see what's going on, but you think you think you're the shit.
I do.
Good.
And one day,
unfortunately, the kind of man that you would want, the special kind of guy, doesn't seem to share your opinion. If he did, he'll be trying to find you. He would have wifed you by now. Not after you, not when you're in your, because your youth is what men want. Your youth, your fertility, your womb. We don't want you when you're all past the wall and everything else. So your sell by date has already happened, but you were not fit for it. And that's fine. And women like you and Tracy Ellis Ross can say what you want, but just like her, you sound delusional.
I'm old at 30.
No, you're first off, no, you're okay. You're at the wall at 30, but past 35, you enter what? High risk pregnancy?
You do.
Okay, so your eggs are old. And as somebody who has not had a relationship in 8 years, you're wholly unfit. Your relationship muscles have atrophied. This back and forth right here proves that you really don't even know how to hold even a civil conversation. You may be able to have sex, but a relationship? No. So it's not as though you could just turn this shit on and off when you choose to. So being happily single, you don't have any choice but to be single and be happy with it, because you don't have a choice to not be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why you're not cackling and laughing as much, because the truth is set in. You don't have any options in this.
I'm cackling and
I'm a PhD.
I got a communication degree. Yeah. All that shit has not helped you one bit.
Wow, powerful video, powerful video. All right, guys. So my takeaways from that one, I wrote down some notes. We're gonna start going over we're gonna start doing like an end session thing where I just like point out the things I found interesting. So men determine what is attractive women. This is the first note I wrote down. Men determine what is attractive. You do everything you do for our attention and for our benefit. All right. So when we say 170, 180, etc. is overweight, and we know overweight equals unattractive, that's for both people, by the way, men and women, right? Men can kind of offset this by resources, status, social status, all this other stuff, but it is ultimately unattractive. Unless like you're more muscle than fat, but then that's a whole different conversation. So men set the attractive standard, women. Get that straight. Get that straight. Second thing I wrote down is, women. When you're too long out of the game, that conversation is what it breeds. It was highly contentious. She was very deflective. It was not moving forward in any positive way or manner. There's a way to be respectful, but also assertive and dominant in your femininity. There is a way to do it. I've seen it done. When you get to a spot like hers, when you're not dating for a very long time and then just assuming you're going to get married when you want to, full stop. Pause. That's not how it works. As he just explained, women control access to sex, men control access to relationships. And deep down subconsciously, this is something we all know. We just don't really like to say it because it sounds weird. Oh, I have to say yes to get married. I have to say yes to have sex with her. Shut the fuck up. We know what we're talking about, right? So yeah, men control the attractiveness. Men determine what's attractive for women. In fact, most of the people making women's clothes are homosexual men. So yeah, there you go. Men control what's attractive for women. And women, when you're too long out the game, you might want to just stay in that relationship if you're in one, or get them soft skills up. So yeah, that's what we have for this one. See y'all later. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm trying to become a better speaker. Get rid of all those all the cuts and all that stuff. We working on it, guys. We working on it. So yeah, we out.